everyone. Welcome to LIB Generation New. I'm your host, Daisy Boo. I would like to introduce you to the cast of LIB Generation New.
I'm Steven.
I'm Yarday.
Taco.
So today we are going to discuss the Liberian culture. So the culture of Liberia. What is Liberian culture?
Well, for me, I think Liberian culture includes a lot of different things. So the language of our country, right? The different types of music that we have within the country. The what we get from the different ethnicities. So the different types of food. All that is what for me encompasses like Liberian culture. Yeah.
I agree with you because Liberia is very unique. It's a unique country, right? Like, you know, you have the slave from America, and then you have like people that are already, the tribes that are already in Liberia. So if you put that together, it's a interesting mix. So that way you have like people celebrating like different backgrounds. The slave from here brought, you know, different things over there, like American culture, they brought that over there. So it makes that very unique and very interesting. And that's what's beautiful about Liberian culture.
And to add on to that, Yade, I mean, you made a correct point. Because, like, the Americans that came from here, they brought English to Liberia.
Exactly.
So that also added onto the culture that the industrial Liberians, the slaves that was there, the industrial Liberians that was there, they had their own culture. They weren't speaking English. They had traditions.
Yeah.
So with the Americans that came from America and went to Liberia, they also saw how the industrious Liberians was living, because they were living in bushes. They wasn't living in houses. They were living in places that they can find comfort.
Yeah.
So with that being said, for me, and to add on to what you said, the resettlement of free blacks. Liberian culture is about the resettlement of free blacks that came over. It's about Afro-Caribbean, because even within the Liberian culture, there's a connection with Afro-Caribbean, because you have people that came from these various places, slaves that came from these various places that was sent back to Africa, you know, to establish a life. So with that, you had industrial Liberians also that was there, that was already living on ground. But when these industrial Liberians were living there, they didn't know how to speak English. They knew how to speak that traditional languages.
Okay.
They knew how to speak that.
Sorry to interrupt, but I think Ben, you wanted to say about like what your take on Liberian culture is.
I kind of pretty much agree with what everybody's saying. Pretty much. But also the accent.
Yes.
Yes.
So you could say you're Liberian, or if you people that go in Liberia and the ones that are here, like we discussed earlier, it's different. The accent. So accent really states who is actual Liberian versus who is a foreigner who just settling in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the permanent residents or whatever the case might be. So, and also, in my experience, I feel like Liberian culture, like Liberians really love to dress.
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
Right.
You know, and then like music also taking part to that, like the party.
Yeah.
Liberians do like to have fun.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's my experience. That's what I have observed. As a Liberian.
Yeah, that's a cool idea. And Ben, to add on to that, recently I was in Liberia, because I left Liberia when I was about 11 years old. So my first time going back, I'm like, you know, I didn't remember a lot of what I left behind. So going back and just seeing my people. These people in the village have a unique culture. They have farming. Liberian culture have farming. Liberian culture is, you know, it's just diverse. It's a way of dressing. It's a way of speaking. Like you just mentioned, we have people that are from India that live in Liberia, that have businesses in Liberia. But when they speak, you say, "Oh, where you from?" You ask them, even with other countries like Nigeria, even if I went to Nigeria and I stayed in Nigeria for a few years, somebody gonna question me, oh, you know, where you're from.
Right.
So every country, our language that we speak, the way we pronounce things, our pronunciations, one thing, it tells you, okay, even with Liberia have what, I believe, even with the Kru people, when a Kru person speak, you know, you say, oh, where you from? I'm from the Bassa side. So if I talk, and even from your name, your culture can even from your name, people identify you from your name. So okay, your name is this.
Right. I agree with you 100%.
Right.
And that's something unique about Liberia. You know, like even though we have 16 tribes, but those tribes, some of them sound alike. Like myself, I'm Bassa, so
Right.
it, you know, like sometimes Bassa and Kran sound alike, or
Right.
maybe Kru.
Right.
Kru almost sound like Bassa, so some words in Kru sound like Bassa, and you know, it's really beautiful just to have those different tribes. Even though we have those tribes, but we all like united when it comes to like the language, when it comes to food, when it comes to fashion, when it comes to, you know, entertainment. We're all united.
I think one of the things that's really like unique about Liberian culture is the Liberian food, right? The kind of food that you find in Liberia, you know, that thing is delicious. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So I just wanted to, you know, touch on that. But
What's your favorite Liberian?
my favorite Liberian food, potato grain.
Everybody, if I can speak for everybody, I'm sure everybody is potato grain or cassava leaves.
What is your favorite? What is your favorite?
Well, I will go with him. I would say potato grains. I like potato grains. I like potato grains.
I like every soup.
So my question to you guys is, what is the solution in us defining what is Liberian culture? Like, how can we
Summarize.
Right. How can we express ourselves to other people and say Liberian culture is not just it's a mixed culture, meaning we came from here, we went back. You have Americans that came from here and took English back to Liberia. You understand? Which you have industrial Liberians, free slaves. You have other people that went to Liberia and established, and it was there. So when we look at ourselves, what do we tell the Liberian culture? What we define as a Liberian culture?
Me personally, I think the best way we can present Liberian culture to other people that are not Liberian is like just being proud of who we are. Being like, you know, like proud of where we're from.
Ben?
Me, I would say the music.
Yes.
Because I know, you know, like my experience, I have uncle like older elderlies, Liberian, you know, male, female, but the music, you know, it could be at a like Liberian function. Soon, a tribal music come on. To the tribal music comes on, it'll be one person out there will really take over the stage and bring everybody together. Also, the food. So meaning, if you want to tell somebody who you really are, I think it's through food. You know, like you start inviting over the food, making, you know what I'm saying? I think that's one of the ways I think it can really show somebody what the actual culture is.
Yeah, definitely.
Through food, we can talk about a lot of stuff. You know,
So,
different things.
with that being to add on to what you were saying, people say we don't have a culture. So our culture is to our food, to the way we speak, to our traditional attire, the clothes we wear, you know, the way we stand out.
You know, and that's what I said, like just
Like
being
you said,
proud of who we are as Liberians, where we're from, just representing Liberia is very important. Like for example, the clothes we wear, you can wear like regular clothes, but wearing your traditional, you know, like this is the traditional Liberian country club I'm wearing.
Right.
Just wearing something simple like this can, you know, tell somebody like you're proud Liberian, you're proud of where you're from.
Right.
So that's, you know, a way of telling people like, you know,
Yes.
we have culture.
I
You
think
just gotta celebrate it.
Mm-hmm.
We enforce it. I mean, like, you know, this is like in every generation.
Yeah.
Every year it changes. It changes. Like, you know, for instance, if you're already here now, right? So if you marry somebody that's Liberian also, right? But how you would your kid in the house, how you gotta make sure you reinforce it on your kids.
True.
Speak your
Your
language.
food.
If you can speak it to your kids.
Yes.
Yeah.
Teach your kids about where you come from.
Yes. The food, especially food.
And because that generation is passing it on to the next.
Yes.
Because if your child is lack of your culture, then there's no repeat of where you come from.
To touch on that, I think one of the most important things about like identifying culture is language, right? Because when you meet somebody, the first thing that they identify you by is how you talk, or like in order to determine where you're from, right?
Right.
Despite all the different like ethnicities in Liberia, right? One of the things that unifies is our Liberian colloquial, that English.
Yes.
Right? If anybody speaks it, you know that like,
You know
yo, this
straight,
person's
right,
Liberian,
right.
So despite all the different languages, that's one of the things that really unifies us as Liberians. When you meet somebody that, you know, may be from, make sure we can, let me make sure I can.
Make sure you correct
So-
that very well.
I think it's important to teach our culture to, especially our children, right? Because without like that education, we lose that. One of the
Yes.
things about culture, to refer back to language, like if the children don't know our language, they're not going to be able to pass it down to their children. And language, I think, encompasses a lot of different things that is culture, right?
Right.
So if you can teach a kid your language, they pass down everything else that goes with that.
Yeah.
So I think for me, like that's a way that we can continue to, I think that's one of the reasons it's important, so that we can continue our culture, right? Is to teach kids over time, right?
Yeah.
I think that's a good way for them to pass that. Yeah, continue our culture.
Yeah.
So, even to add on there, we also need to, even though the European brought, the Americans brought their culture, which was the clothes, the European clothes,
Mhm.
you know. So we also need to make sure our children are keeping the clothes as well.
Definitely,
Not
I
just
agree with
European
that.
clothes, you know.
Yeah.
Wear la brand, la pa, tie it in the kitchen,
Exactly. Oh,
and you
yeah,
know,
yeah,
and
la
cook,
brand,
and you
yeah.
know, tie it, wrap your head, tie it
Yeah.
like bring with it, and go and take your children back to Liberia and say, you know, that this is where I used
Even
to
that
be.
too. I'm sorry, but even that too, but ourselves.
Yes.
You know, like, you know, in prison, if you're going to work, do you always want to continue to wear suit and tie?
Right.
That's
You
a
know what
good
I'm
point.
saying? If you get once in the blue, you wear your culture stuff, whatever comes with it, whether it's a head tie, whether it's a necklace, whatever comes with it, you go out there, you let people know who you
Who
are.
you are.
Definitely.
Because me, I have a culture there at my job.
Yes. Even in school.
Yeah.
Even to not to call you off, but
Yeah,
even in
that's
school.
Mhm.
In
People know who you
school,
are.
there was culture day. Well, in my middle school, I missed middle school, but in my middle school, there was a day, culture day. You come in, you wear your nice African attire and pull. I said, oh, you know where you come from? I'm from Liberia. Oh, you Liberia. And now, the whole people are looking Liberian dishes.
But some people may be threatened by that, right? So going to your workplace in an outfit like this, if you work in an office setting or corporate setting and you go and you wear this, that may
Not
But you're
really.
not
threaten
wearing
like your job
everything.
security in some sense. A lot of people may be a little
But not really.
put by that,
No.
right? That's, you know, just a thought.
Yeah,
right?
but not really. If you work at a place,
Mhm.
you will know the policy when it comes to dress code.
Mhm.
Yes.
So once you know the dress code, if the
Right.
dress code does not apply to that, then there's no say, oh, you cannot wear this and that. I'm pretty sure anybody would love to see anybody else in that.
Of course.
Like you said, it doesn't
Definitely.
only have to be clothes, you know, something as simple like just wearing a bracelet.
Necklace,
Yeah,
or
or
something like
necklace.
this. You know,
Yeah.
every time I go out, somebody asks me, "Where you from? Are you African?" I say, "Oh
You
yeah."
have that to
I said,
represent.
yeah, right.
You know, even that, some people, they don't know much about Liberia, so, or other culture.
Mhm.
So it's good to educate them.
Yeah.
If people don't know,
You
just
just
educate
tell
them.
them.
One thing I know we don't have enough time. One thing I will throw it in there. So, you know, like, I feel like as Liberians in this country, or because America's big, we spread all over. when it comes to our Independence Day, why do we choose to celebrate in our own state? Why don't we join together, make a parade, make a noise, let people know who we really are?
So it is end of the show. Thank you guys for coming in, tuning in, and the conversation was great.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
No problem. No, anytime. Everybody was, did a great job. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Follow us on YouTube.